Hey, what's up guys? Today I am trying a new course out today. This is in Thomson, Georgia. It's called Sweetwater Park, I believe. Course that honestly I just found just because I was scrolling on UDisc and noticed that it was not too far away, and so I decided to come out here today while I had a little bit of time. I honestly don't know anything about this course, but like I said, just wanted to come out here and try out a new course, and it had decent reviews, not great, but just wanted to see if this was something worth driving out to. There also was like no videos about this course whatsoever, so maybe I'll be the first one. The wind is crazy out here today, which has been kind of the case lately for, see, told you. Anyway, just out here gonna show this course off. I believe I'm on, it says 1B. I don't know if there's, it looks like there's maybe a T down here, but I'm not really sure, but says that this is a double mando, so you got two flagpoles that you have to throw through, 288 feet. I'm gonna try just to throw a couple warm-ups first, kind of see what this wind is doing, and then I'll throw my actual shots. Oh, missed the mando on the warm-up. You knew it was gonna happen. All right, we're going 2 off the first here. I'm gonna try to go hex and see what this does. See if I can get this wind to push it over there. That's looking decent. A little short, that wind's just getting right under them. All right, I'm gonna try the buzz here. I got a little bit of a break in the wind. See if I can hyzer flip this one, just see if it'll carry over there. Push left. Yeah, that's pretty decent there. I'll take that. I tell you, that's actually a pretty daunting starting hole, but I kind of like it. All right, got about 20 feet left here. All right, good way to start. Good way to start. All right, was able to snag the birdie on hole 1. We're on to hole 2, which it says is 712 feet. It's a par 4, wide open field. Basket looks like it's pretty straight, but a little bit to the left. You really just want to pump one down there as far as you can. There's a cage out of bounds over by the building, and it looks like there's some OB by the basket, but other than that, it's just kind of let it rip. So see if we can pump one out here. Oh yeah, nothing fancy, just a nice, that's probably a good 400 or so. All right, so as you can tell, I got a pretty good rip on that one. Not exactly sure, probably got about 250 or so left to the basket. So pretty good pull. I'm just gonna try to hyzer something in, let that wind push it over. I'll try to go with the wings from Equine disc here. Oh, that should be great. Get under it. Oh yeah. So able to get this shot up here really close. You can tell the fence over here. I wasn't paying attention to it much, but that's obviously out of bounds that they were talking about on the tee. So rather hang it out more here, have a putt that way, but pretty good hole. All right, so we're on to hole 3, which is going back up the hill from which we just came. 555 feet, par 4. Same out of bounds, obviously got the road, but if you end up over there, probably shank it. But basket straight ahead, just going way up the hill now. I'm gonna try to go faro just to get a little bit of extra glide. Just like that. Come out. Come out. Not a bad throw by any stretch. All right, so pretty happy with this drive. Got it up here pretty good, about the same distance to the basket that I had on the last hole, but this one's a little uphill. I'm gonna try to go with the same disc. Yeah, I mean, that seems to be good. All right, so about the same approach. I used the wings again from Equine disc. And yes, it's Equine disc, not Yikun as I was pronouncing it earlier. Equine disc, but the wings, very good overstable putter. All right, so first major design flaw. We're over on hole 4 now, but I don't like where it's placed in relation to where hole 2 and 3 is. You have to walk back across hole 2. We're on the other side of the building. So in order to finish out 3, you then have to walk across 2 and on the other side of the building. Hole 4 is 345 feet. I had to go up and see where the basket is, and I'll be honest, I'm not a fan of this hole already because I do not like U-shaped fairways, especially on par 3s. And that's exactly what this is. There's no great way to get to the basket. You have to go over these trees, kind of a forehand spike hyzer, just to even have a look at even giving it a bid. But just gonna try to hopefully get a putt here. That's not tight enough, I don't think. No, I mean, it's fine, but it's not gonna do anything. Let's go Emperor just to see how it compares, see if I can get a little higher and spike it in a little bit more. That might be okay, actually. I don't know, that might actually be decent, we'll see. All right, so I had to eat my words a little bit because my Conqueror is about where I said a good shot would land, but my Emperor threw it about as good as I could. I mean, I've got about 25 feet, maybe 27 left to the basket, which is doable. I'm still not a fan because you have to come in and just spike and hope the wind pushes you over, but hey, it is what it is. Still got a putt. Get there. Ooh, pretty close. I'll take that though. All right, on to hole 5, which is dead straight ahead. You got drop-offs on the left or right of the fairway. Basket straight ahead. Just gotta have something that holds straight and finishes straight. All right, let's go with the straight flying tomb here. If I hit this right, it should be about perfect. Just like that. That is right underneath it. Tell you, it does not get any sweeter than this. My straightest tomb, perfectly straight into the basket. We're on to hole 6, which is 315 feet. Looks like it's pretty straight ahead. Obviously there's a bend around the fence. The fence is gonna be out of bounds. Walking track says is out of bounds. Really got to stay over more to the right. Don't want to fade out too quick. 315 feet. I don't want it to go left. I'm going to try to go FD, and hopefully it'll just kind of turn and hug that tree line and come back. Come on, fade, fade, fade now, fade now. That is, oh my gosh, I talked it into existence. Wow, that was about as good as I could throw that. All right, guys, that one worked out just like I hoped it would. A little bit of turn, got it right by the basket, tap in birdie. All right, so we're on a heater, but then we come up to hole 7, y'all. 153 feet. Okay, just look at the sign. Look at the flight path of how you have to get to 153 feet. This is where I have to throw. The basket is like over here. You tell me, let me know. Is that a good hole design? Because I don't think so. I honestly have no idea how to even begin to attempt this. That can't be good. There's no way. I've got about 45 feet here on a 153 foot hole. Get there. God, that's twice. Oh, there is a tee pad that is right by the basket of hole 7, and I'm glad I looked at the sign because that's actually hole 18. Instead, it's got us going all the way down this road, and it looks like the tee is just up here on the right, but I almost have to hitchhike to the next tee. All right, guys, so we're on to hole 8, which is 211 feet. I gotta show you this though. So here is what we're looking at, okay? So the basket, how you get something to turn this quick and come back down, but the basket is straight through there. Whew. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. I'm wanting to like this course. Try the Berg. Kind of a poke and pray. I got through, but definitely a poke and pray. All right, so we got about 27, maybe 30 feet here. Got this tree I got to maneuver around, but I'm just happy to have a putt on this one, honestly. God, get there, man. Man. Got to make that. So on to hole 9, this one actually looks pretty promising, but it needs to be cleaned up a little bit. But if they clean this one up, this would be a really good hole. The basket is straight ahead. It's 287 feet. They could clean this up on the left side and have a good forehand or kind of turnover backhand. But really the only play I see is kind of an over the top spike shot. I'm going to try to get there, but honestly, you have to throw it so high. I don't know if it's going to be able to push over. So we'll see. I'm gonna try the Boss instead. I think it's gonna be short. It hit a tree. We got a up here, but honestly, it's kind of a Plinko effect. You just kind of have to get over these trees behind the camera and these towards the basket. I think I hit this one right here. Just kind of kicked down, but got about 45 maybe. Got a straight putt, but I'm gonna try this hyzer putt. See if I can hyzer this one right around that tree. Come on, fade. All right, on to hole 10, which is 326. You've got double Mando, which I actually kind of like on this hole because you're gonna have to take that tunnel anyway. Basket is dead straight, not much in the way. This is a good hole, I think. All right, just for some accuracy here, I'm gonna try to go Dynasty, get it to flip up just a bit. I'm not gonna throw it as hard just because I'm really gonna focus on hitting that gap. Just like that. Stay up, yep. Right past it just a tad. So these trees are a little bit closer behind the basket than I originally thought. Still only about 10 feet here. Should be able to tap this in hopefully, as long as I don't get stabbed by this tree. There we go. Needed one to get back on track here. All right, so we're on to hole 11, which is 230 feet. You gotta basically go through the gap and go over to the left. The basket is way over there. You really need to play more of a skip shot. I just realized that my wings somehow fell out of my cart and I have no idea where it is. That's what I would throw on this hole, but gonna have to get a little creative here. So probably go driver. All right, let's give the Firebird a toss and see if I can not push it too far and just kind of skip one over there. That should be great, go. Might be a little short, but I think it's gonna work. All right, was able to get around the corner there and get this Firebird up pretty close. Oh, good thing that's attached. See if we can keep these birdies coming here. All right, y'all, they're killing me with the 150-foot range holes because this one's 156, par 3. The basket goes way to the right, tight gap all the way to it. I don't think the forehand really has the shot shape, but I think I'm gonna go turn over backhand first, try to get something to turn quick and then just slowly pan out, but it's gonna be a tough one. You gotta get something to turn so quick. I mean, it's crazy, y'all. All right, can y'all see this? All right, I'm literally gonna pick this disc up and just try to toss it up there by the basket. Okay. I'm 5 feet. That's a tap in. Guys, I'm not trying to beat this course up because I'm a firm believer that some disc golf's better than no disc golf, but it just seems like this course has so many good holes, but for every good hole, they couple it with 2 or 3 bad holes that have potential, but they just haven't really panned out a certain way. But this one, y'all, 128 feet. It's a short little forehand shot. You can't see the basket, but it's just right there. I mean, I don't know. Let's go Troja just to hopefully get one close. Skip in. That should be right by it. You already know we got to try to ring this one up. Maybe. Ooh, right over it. Oh my goodness, that could do it. Oh, off the basket. All right, got about 20 feet left here. Went a little bit over the basket. How, Matt? Wow, that barely hung on. All right, we are on to hole 14, 165 feet. I actually don't mind this one. I know it's a short hole, but this is kind of this one's actually, I feel like a technical shot. Definitely not easy, but the basket's kind of straight, but you kind of have to do like a turnover flex forehand shot. All right, I'm gonna go with the Berg actually. I'm not worrying as much about the flex back. I just kind of want it to pan and flatten out here. That should be okay. I can't really see what it did. All right, somehow I got my Berg right up here by the basket. I think it hit a tree, kind of redirect it, but I'll take it. All right, so they got me. Just when I thought it was getting better, they go right back. All right, hole 15, 288 feet. They literally call this a par 4, y'all. That's how crazy this hole is. Basically, it's you want to break the corner, and then the basket is like 200 feet that way. I don't understand it. At least it's a par 4. So just try to get around the corner and then take a pitch out here. All right, well, that one's out at least. All right, time for my second shot on my 288-foot par 4. Try to skip one over there, low line skipper here. And that is the most well-earned birdie I've ever gotten. All right, hole 16. They might get back on my good side here. I think they're trying to be a little funny. Have a Mando right in the middle between that, but it has arrows pointing either side. So I'm assuming that means you can go either way, just not through it. Sure, I guess that's funny. At 235 feet, you can take either way. This right side looks a little more open, so I guess I'll go that way. All right, it kind of shapes up nice for like a flex forehand, so I'm gonna try the berg here. Yep, just like that. All right, right under it. All right, all-star disc of the day by far is the berg. Man, this thing has put me in a good position all day. All right, y'all, they're trying to get my good graces here because this looks like a great hole. It's a par 4, 466 feet through the gap, and then it looks like it just goes straight. So we'll see once we get through. But again, have some really great holes out here, but then they go from really great to the worst holes I've ever seen. So got a low line here. I'm gonna need some glide. I'm gonna try just punching a faro out there as far as I can. Well, it's out in the open, not a great shot. So I got out here in the open. The basket is straight ahead. Just got to throw it up over all this stuff here in the middle, and should be fine. That should be good. Yeah, should be great. All right, got the slab up here close. Got a birdie, got one hole left. See if we can finish strong. All right, so the walk from 17 to 18, y'all, you literally have to cross over 5 different fairways just to get back to hole 18. I'm going back down the road over by where hole 7 was, because that is where 18's tee pad is. So go ahead and get this out of the way now. I love and hate this course. I will say this, they finish off with a bang here because this is a great hole. 336 feet, a little bit uphill. The tree's straight ahead. The basket is the one that is farthest left, kind of in between the fence and that tree that's closest to the fence. So in between that. Nice hole here. All right, I'm gonna go overstable boss. Try to just mash on this one since we got a headwind and it's a little uphill. Oh yeah. That one should be great. Well guys, that is going to wrap this video up. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry for all the complaining. But you know, I really do appreciate course designers. I really do. And so I am grateful for courses, even if they don't play to my strengths a lot of times. But this course, y'all, let me know down below. Would you play a course like this? Would you travel 30 minutes to play it? Because that's about what I did. Again, a lot of great holes out here. Don't want to take away from those. Just some questionable designs on a few of them. But again, I'd rather have that than none at all. So, but guys, that's going to do it for this one. I'll catch you in the next one. Found my wings.